Welcome to Ancestral Wisdom, where the wisdom of the past guides our future. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the way that I have and am planning to structure the gardens on my property, and how that relates to paganism and the war that I think many of us feel inside of ourselves. So when we first bought the property, I wanted to open up the space and get more sun in, so I had a tree company come in and take out 11 trees. And I had them chip half of them and leave us a big pile of wood chips, and the rest of them I had them put in the back of the property. There are still some logs there, but most of the logs that they left for me, I'm in the process of using to frame the perennial food forest area. And so that area is going to be the wild, foresty, perennial garden. So all of the fruit trees, any perennial vegetables like asparagus, herbs, culinary herbs, and also herbs that we use for medicinal purposes and for brewing, are all going to be in the food forest. Ideally, at some point, relatively soon, the only maintenance that I'll need in the food forest area is just in the fall to take the leaves that fall on the property anyway and just rake them into that food forest area, off of the rest of the property and into that one area. And just like a regular forest, over the course of time, the leaves from previous years will start breaking down and turn into compost, and the ones on top will create a mulch to keep water in and protect the soil. The way I started this food forest was by putting down contractor paper, so just basically rolls of untreated paper, and then put the wood chips that the tree company left me right on top of that contractor paper. Over time, I've added some, I didn't really have to add the leaves, they sort of came by themselves. And by next year, all of the grass, and because this was all grass, it was all turf, all of the grass and the roots of the grass will have completely died, because it will have been smothered out by the contractor paper and all the mulch being put on top. And what will be left under there is a rich compost to plant in. And so when it comes time to plant something, I'll move the wood chips away, and I'll just maybe add a little bit of extra compost, plant, and then put the wood chips back over it. And whatever I plant will ideally be here until I'm an old man. And again, no watering, because the amount of wood chips and the sheer amount of mulch is going to keep the water in and keep it evenly moist at all times. So no maintenance whatsoever. On the other side, even though it looks terrible at the moment because the chickens just sort of destroyed it, because of that we put the chickens in a nice big outdoor run over there, connected to the coop, which is the shed. So this used to be nice wood chip pathways and nice black compost beds, but the chickens just turned it all into something that looks very similar to the wild food forest over there. But I've started constructing some raised beds over here, and I'm going to make it look really nice the following season. And so the two gardens, on one side the perennial food forest and the other side the annual gardens, represent two contradictory states of being and of thinking. Barbarism and civilization. Working with nature, or just allowing nature to work for you, and using your will to put more order to the chaos than would ordinarily be easy to do. Permaculture versus agriculture. Slow growing crops which take time to build up their energy and which provide food for many years, to fast growing crops which come up easily, quickly, convert the energy of the sun right away into your food within one season, and then die. And mostly, they need you to perpetuate them, or else they don't come back, for the most part. And so those two contrary states of the soul, barbarism and civilization, are always warring within me. And as a pagan, it's something that's important to contemplate. What's better? A library of books, or a man who can recite the Iliad by heart? What's better? A perennial food forest, or a bountiful field? What's better? A CD full of the best music that your entire country has to offer, or the song you make up and sing to your children before they go to bed at night? What's better? Barbarism or civilization? Is it possible, and even preferable, to have both of those warring impulses working together in order to create balance within you? Is it possible that if half of your soul is wild, it will prevent the aspects of civilization which you choose to adopt from effeminating you? In Caesar's account of the Gallic Wars, I remember a line in which Caesar was talking about the Germanic tribes over the river, and which Germanic tribes were the most to be feared. And he said the ones that were most to be feared were the ones that didn't let merchants in. They were the ones who were far away from the aspects of civilization which effeminate a people. So how can we have civilization without becoming effeminate? How can we have civilization without becoming weak and degenerate? Is it possible that civilization, by its very nature, will always lead to weakness? Or can these two warring states of a pagan soul create something better together than they would have apart? Ansus raido kenas Wanjo Hagalas, now digi Sayera, you was Petro Elgas, so ilo ti was, percano evo manas, laguzing vas degas. O Thala